Hi, I'm going to do a few videos on solving quadratic equations. And a quadratic equation generally looks like this. It's got an x squared component, and in this particular case, this is 1x squared, we just don't show the 1. It's got an x component, and this is 3x, and it's got a constant term as well, 2. And the reason we call it a constant term is because this doesn't change. Of course, it's just 2, it just stays the same. Whereas x can be different things, as we'll see in a minute. So we're going to look at solving this particular equation. And when you solve an equation, what you're basically trying to do is you're trying to find what value or what values of x work for this equation. So for example, if I let x equal 2, 2 squared was 4, plus 3 times 2, that's 10, because 4 plus 6 is 10, plus 2 is 12, and 12 does not equal 0. So x is not a solution of this equation. We've not solved the equation. Okay? So we're looking for a value, or more than one value, which solves this equation, which makes this equation true. Okay? And there are a number of ways in which we could do that. One of the ways we could do it is by, sorry, I just need to pick this up, is by seeing where the curve crosses the x-axis when we draw the graph. And I put here, i.e., the line y equals 0, because the x-axis, as you may know, is the line y equals 0. So if I go into GeoGebra, I'll just show you what I mean. I've got the curve here, y equals x squared plus 3x plus 2. Note that on Paint it's 0 equals x squared plus 3x plus 2. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to look at the point where y is 0, and of course, as I just said, all the points where y is 0 are on the x-axis. So we want to look on the x-axis, and we want to look to see where this curve, x squared plus 3x plus 2, crosses the x-axis, because that's where y is 0 for our particular equation. And as you can see, for our equation it says that when x is minus 1, or when x is minus 2, then this equation here, apart from the fact that we'd have 0 instead of y for our equation, will be solved. Okay, we'll have the solutions of this equation. So if I go back onto Paint, and I'll just check that. I'll just check whether that is actually in fact true. So it said that when x is minus 1, or when x was minus 2, then this equation was solved. Okay, these are the solutions of this equation here. And that was when y is 0, just on the x-axis. Okay, so if I plug in minus 1 into this equation, so minus 1 squared plus 3 times minus 1 plus 2, does that in fact give me 0? Well, minus 1 squared is 1. 3 times minus 1 is minus 3. So that's 1 minus 3 plus 2. 1 minus 3 is minus 2. Plus 2 does in fact give me 0. So minus 1 is a solution of this equation. If I just go back, you can see minus 1 is a point where the curve crosses the x-axis. It's a solution of this particular equation here. Okay, and I could also check for minus 2 as well. So minus 2 squared plus 3 times minus 2 plus 2. Well, minus 2 squared is positive 4, and that's 3 times minus 2 is minus 6 plus 2. 4 minus 6 is minus 2 plus 2 gives you 0 again. So both of these values of x are definitely solutions of this equation. And the way in which we found the solutions of this equation was to look to see where the curve y equals x squared plus 3x plus 2, where that crossed the x-axis. Okay, so that's one of the ways that we can solve a quadratic equation. Thanks a lot. Bye.